Nah, motherfuckers in Times Square are weird.
Yeah,
Just
What
like
the
everywhere else in the city.
hell?
yep. Mm-hmm.
They opened up the lobby for e-dating for Rival.
They did. They truly did.
They were like, all right, guys, have fun.
Objective: get people out of Doom Match. That was the objective. Objective complete because people are out of Doom Match, and here they are. Fun fact: Doom Match actually has like the longest queues of like any normal match because once
That's
again, everyone was in there
crazy.
mostly kind of just like hang out and just chill.
Right, right.
That's what
Like it
Sumerian
really
was.
wasn't much.
Yeah, anything crazy. Okay. I'm just gonna start the video like this because why wouldn't I? And I do that
Of course.
by saying, "How's it going, everybody, guys, gals, and non-binary pals? Welcome to the Planeswalkers." That's not the right the thing. Hey guys, welcome to another episode of the Planeswalkers Pub. I'm your host, Aaron.
I'm Eric. Howdy, it's RJ. Today, we're going to be talking about the rest of the spoiled cards from Theros Beyond Death. But before that, let's talk about our signature card.
To the casually competitive podcast flashback.
There you go.
Yeah, there. I have too many podcasts. Anyway, hello. I am a giant mantis dancing. Ignore that. Does she have a cinema finally? Oh, yes, she does. Right. Yeah, so I don't like how she's sitting. They could have chosen like anything else. She's just kind of just like there. This is off the rails already. It's fine. This is our life.
It's a very prominent seated position.
Yeah.
Is
Oh,
it because you're in the swimsuit that it feels wrong?
No, it's just the way that she's sitting is just very weird. I don't know. So oh wait, do I have the? Do I have
not this Iron Man coming up here.
I mean, Iron Man's men are feasting. Like they cannot contain themselves, and they shall not contain themselves, and that's okay. She is so much taller.
You'll never see an Iron Man that has eaten the Pim sandwich because if he does, he cannot pelvic thrust, and that's not an Iron Man.
Yeah, true words have never been spoken. Um, he can't. My poor man's he can't. Anyway, hi. How's it going? Distractions. It's fine. Um, I'm joined as always with my brother Brendan, Heart of the Hero.
Hey you.
Our friend Dave Soul Reaper 6902.
Yo.
And returning guest, Bushmaster 69.
I
Who was originally on just a torture time, and she decided she wanted more.
I'm back for more.
So this time, though, it's less torture and more just talking like normal. Today, for episode 4, we're going to talk about a bunch of different things. And normally, originally we're going to talk about Deadpool. We're going to start with this because, as you can tell, I am ginormous. And also a big deal. It's fine. I actually cannot tell if you guys are normal sized or not. I think Bushmaster's normal sized.
Yeah, I'm normal size. I haven't altered
Both
myself in any way.
both Dave and Corey are normal size. I'm slightly bigger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not your bigger. I'm slightly bigger.
Yeah, I took.
Yep.
What was it? The first time I ate the Pim thing or whatever, I also got like to roughly that size, and I was just like, this is fine. It's totally fine.
This Johnny Storm is getting out of hand.
No, that's the thing is, and the devs knew what they were doing when they implemented this. They knew
This is crazy.
exactly what they were doing when they implemented this. And what's crazy is we all knew what they were doing too. And we kind of just accepted it. And I'm just going to slowly, as I walk past the basketball court, kind of just glance around the corner here. I don't want to fall off because I won't be able to come back on. Yeah, it'll be fine. Past the giant... we're going to get demonetized. Past the giant... I clipped the billboard so it's just side boob the entire time. It's fine.
Nice. Nice.
So everyone is shrinking or getting bigger. Who can fly? Give me Stark. Based off of the actual Pim's little food cart, which is kind of great. It's a new feature that they added during the holiday season. Is it going to stick around? Probably, honestly. But for right now, whenever you consume it, you either get like larger or you get smaller, and that is a random effect. How big or how small you actually get, it kind of just it's random, honestly. I think I'm at currently max size. I don't know. Wait, hang on. What am I doing? It's Brendan's literally in the fucking lobby.
Yay!
Oh, mommy?
Oh, we're not.
Uppies, please.
Uppies.
Uppies, up.
Uppies, 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 please. Uppies.
I'm just gonna throw it out to the table. Thoughts on Times Square and this actual madness?
I'm not gonna lie, I don't use Times Square much, but I think that's only because it's either destroying my frames if I try and go anywhere near it,
True.
or B, um, there's just a lot of e-dating, you know? There's just it's a lot going on. I mean, I do have fun in here though. Like when there's a bunch of us in here in like a group, I do like coming in here. I just don't use it a whole lot.
Yeah.
I never want to leave. No, honestly, it's fun. It's very fun. It's destroying the servers. Like it's eating frame rates left and right.
Oh yeah, no, and the giant mode and the tiny mode, like it just made things worse. Which is ironic because they actually avoided you using your powers and even your basic attacks. You can't even like swing and stuff. You can just move and use emotes. But even still, that's still like destroying everything.
God, could you only imagine if they let everybody use their powers?
They wouldn't have a server.
It'd be crashing.
I never looked at Angela's eyes before. Holy cow.
That's one upside, which is
They're
kind
pretty cool.
It's ironic in the sense of like, yes, if someone's ginormous, like, not gonna lie, most of the Rivals community are guys because video games. But it's pretty interesting the fact of like they actually did a decent amount of detail on all the character models, which you really can't tell at normal size. So when they're super sized, you're like, oh, this is actually really well done.
Yeah. Yeah. They did do a really good job of blending almost kind of like a simple line style with like a high painted style.
Yeah,
And it's kind of cool.
it's kind of like comic booky, but like
Yeah.
yeah. Let's talk on the bigger implications of this ability, like the Pym particles and that's about. So obviously the Pym tech is reference to Hank Pym, aka Ant-Man / Giant Man. Do we believe that them giving us this and the ability of actually going kind of giant and smaller to that's where this is basically a blatant them telling us, hey, Ant-Man and the Wasp or whatever, or maybe just Ant-Man is on the way and soon?
Honestly, absolutely, because I feel like it's already been a trend that like whenever they drop like lines, so like voice lines, like throughout the seasons we'd have people after an update, all of a sudden they have a voice line referencing someone that's not in the game yet, and then boom, they're in the game not long after. Generally, I would say within a month or two. So I'm leaning like 99%. We're probably gonna at least see Ant-Man this upcoming year for sure. Also there are some lines where like they reference like Pym particles and blah blah blah. No reference specifically to Ant-Man, I don't think. I could be wrong. But definitely to like at least Professor Pym and things like that. So
I think it's definitely a possibility that he's going to be coming in soon. I would hope it's sooner rather than later.
Yeah, so maybe like after the Deadpool Elsa Bloodstone, like maybe like directly after that probably.
Yeah.
Do we think that going big like obviously we can't speculate on necessarily abilities, but like do we think going giant size like this is actually a detriment? Because even just kind of like walking around, or in this case flying around as Angela, like I am slow. Like it's like walking through molasses. You're tiny, because I've been like super tiny before, or whatever. You are like a flea. Like you just blitz. Do
Right.
we
Yeah.
think something like that could be bad for the game, or do you think we'll just trust in our gods and just let them kind of have it?
Obligatory Marvel Future Fight reference number 572. So So in Future Fight, whenever they gave like Ant-Man or Wasp any type of update, especially Ant-Man after the Civil War movie came out, they gave him an update to his move set where he got attacks that allowed him to go giant, just like he did in the movies, and they kept doing that for every subsequent skin that they gave him. One of the reasons why a lot of those skins had issues as far as their inconsistent damage is because while you're giant and the animation is happening, you're still getting hit. You're still taking damage. So all of a sudden you're in full, but your health starts dropping because you're doing this big attack with these husky animations and your health starts dropping. I can only imagine something like that happening in a game like this, especially a game like this is way more chaotic and has way more firepower in it. Like you can be giant all the live long day, unless they make it that he's immune to damage when he turns giant. Punisher's shooting you in the foot, literally, and you're just dropping.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But would that be balanced, I guess? Like, what will be the trade off? Let's say once you that you are like immune to whatever, while giant size, at that point, you wouldn't be able to do that much damage because, like, you're effectively just
Everybody
like.
be able to evade you.
Exactly.
Maybe think of it like maybe they're kind of testing out. So maybe not necessarily guinea pigs, but maybe we are the guinea pigs for like them seeing how people react and how the different characters move with the pin particle stuff. Like maybe they put the card out here and they're like, all right, cool. Everybody's gonna try it. We're gonna see the different sizes, ranges, etc. on all the characters. It may not even be like exactly like this when it comes down to Ant-Man's usage of it, right? It could be like similar or it could be like kind of way different than what we're experiencing right now with it.
Okay. Side note, I do very much think that we're guinea pigs, 110%. I have no question about that. They look at our memes, okay? We are, believe me, we are guinea
That's fair.
pigs.
That's fair. That's fair.
Which I'm fine with because, like, unlike Overwatch or other games I've played or whatever, like when you're the guinea pig, there, it's more or less just like hey, we're gonna like select X number of people, throw them to a test server, like test all of the things for us. Versus this game's kind of just like, here's a free thing, do what you want with it. Like, and if we
Right.
have to break it, then they're like, okay, cool, that's a fault, we'll fix that later. Like, even the Just Wonderland thing, which wasn't actually on the list, which I probably definitely should talk about, but even Just Wonderland thing, that was like a quickie mode that they threw together on a whim when they first dropped it back in December, and they're like, okay, people actually like that mode, but we saw a bunch of problems with it. Let's edit
Right.
it, let's fix it, let's change it, let's make this newer one. Now the Death Wonderland has like, powers and different abilities and different skin colors or whatever. And like, it's 3 teams as opposed to just 1v, or like, 2 teams or whatever. I do like your thought of this isn't even necessarily just a full form, because it could just be one of those things where it's like, like Facebook, I'm ginormous right now. Maybe
Right.
they won't go this big, or they won't go that small.
Or maybe you could choose like maybe there'll be 2 different modes. Like you can make like certain parts of your body big, like kind of like how Mr. Fantastic gets like big upper body. Maybe like your fist can be really big or something, or I don't know. Maybe like they're just gonna work it in a way that doesn't make you so like unusable, right?
What if I'm wrong? So, okay, here, welcome in here. The devs aren't stupid, and they, especially with Deadpool and Gambit, they kind of enjoy fucking with us in the sense of, hey, you guys are thinking one thing, but we're actually going to do this other thing instead. And great, this might be my bias, and Brendan is definitely going to yell at me for saying this, but what
Okay.
if they're not doing this for Ant-Man? What if they're doing this for Miss Marvel's Kamala Khan?
Hmm. That's true.
It's because I know he's talking about the idea of the embiggening and the possibility
Mhm.
of that being a mechanic for Miss Marvel in this game. Which, if you're going to have Miss Marvel in this game, I would very much prefer that you go the comic route using her actual Inhuman powers
Yeah,
versus
do
the
not,
energy
do
dangle
not,
ones we got from the MCU.
please do not give us a
But
cosmic shit. I will fucking uninstall this game. I shit you not.
but with that being said, I don't know. I really, as much as I want Kamala to be here, I feel like there's way too much possibilities that you can have with Ant-Man being here. in comparison, especially when you do pin particles, it could be Ant-Man, it could be Stature, it could be Wasp, it could be Red Queen, it could be Goliath. We don't know.
Right. Right.
I don't know. It's just my thinking when it comes to like them just messing with us. Speaking of messing with us, let's talk about fucking Wade Wilson. So a little while ago, and by a little while ago I mean basically like when the season first dropped about 2 weeks ago or
Hmm.
so. At time of recording 2 weeks ago, Wade Wilson was a DPS. He's currently unselectable inside of your actual. He's in the game with quotation marks as a on the UI itself, whatever. He's unselectable, but he was in the slot for DPS at the very bottom of the actual role, as if he was a brand new
Right.
character. Then this patch comes out 2 weeks later with the drop. No, just with the winter drop or whatever. Now he's been moved from DPS over to tank. Is this Deadpool? Is this the devs? Is it both?
I think it's the devs, just like you said, fucking with us. To be honest,
Do we think that Deadpool can? I mean, from his trailer, he looks like a tank, but at the same time, I don't know. Like, do we think he could just be a tank, or do we think he's just gonna keep swifting until he comes out?
I think he's gonna keep swifting until he comes out, or that's just gonna be it. He's just gonna keep swifting even when he is out.
Like,
It's like when we had this discussion before, right? Like we all thought that he was gonna be able to like either pick what he's gonna be at the beginning of the match, or like I said before, be able to pick during the match.
mhm.
But I don't know, maybe just he'll keep switching throughout the entire time he's in the game. Like every week or so, we'll switch, or every day.
So I don't know that much about coding, but and this is open up to the floor. How hard would that be, or would it even be smart to do?
Well, it's one of those things where they could give him a base kit,
Right.
and then they could just give him a starting base kit, and then certain aspects of that kit swap depending on the role he's in. Similar to how with Rogue, how whenever she grabs someone of a specific class, she by default gets a buff based on the class that she grabbed. They could probably code something similar to Deadpool, where he has a base kit, but stat wise, as far as the numbers based on the role he's in, it shit.
So I think what makes Deadpool so interesting is that it could be such a wild card at this point that we could speculate a lot. So, like the power thing, like being able to pick, it could be something like that. It could also be something. So I could see him completely being a tank, right? Because Deadpool's been portrayed as like a pretty like big guy, you know. Like I could see him being a tank, right? He has tank aspects. I could definitely see it. Now imagine his ultimate being something like a wild card type thing where it swaps your maybe like your controls within a certain range. So like if you're near him or within him, it can swap your controls so like your controls are messed up and like what you usually press doesn't do what it usually does, right? It's kind of like it could be anything. It could be something like crazy, or it could be something as simple as something connected to his weapons, you know?
Or do like the what was it, the Ultimate Alliance game where he like took his health bar and like beat you with it?
Yeah.
That was Marvel vs. Capcom, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. Like stuff like that. Like they've done so many things with him. Like it could be something just completely out of left field, or it could be something that we could definitely predict.
So something in competitive Pokemon, just to go on a tangent, something in competitive Pokemon that was brought up back in the DS era when Black and White came out was the Pokemon called Zoroark. And the
Hmm.
reason why it was
Oh
so
yeah.
significant was because Zoroark had this ability called Illusion, where it would turn into the Pokemon in the last slot of your party.
Right.
That ability, on paper, everyone thought it was going to terrorize competitive Pokemon for the longest time because you would not be able to predict who's in your first slot, what Pokemon you're dealing with. You go to set up for one thing and then it ends up being another thing because of this whole illusion thing. But then they introduced the concept of team preview in competitive Pokemon. Everyone already sees your team from jump. We see the Zoroark. We know it's there. We know it's going to happen. So
They could.
I feel like it's just one of those things where it's as simple as looking at the scoreboard to see the Vanguard or the strategist or duelist symbol there,
Yeah.
and then just adapting from it.
Yeah, or even just like like giving him three different models. So like he's small like a strategist. He's like kind of like his normal ish size as a DPS, and he's like very much bigger as like it's like a tank. So it's one of those things that you can still visually see. Hey, he's probably this.
I wouldn't even mind like a subtle change. Like how people complain about not being able to tell the difference between Cloak and Dagger, Emma Frost, and Invisible Woman unless you know these characters and know their move sets.
Real talk,
Right.
If
like
they
their
did,
defaults, you cannot tell the difference from a distance. You really
but
can't.
I guess my thing is I like the skill expression of being able to know based off of their moves what's what. So even if the character model for Wade was exactly the same, what if they like changed up his stance
Mm.
depending on the role he's in? Like just a subtle enough change where it's like, oh, he's standing in a horse stance. He's a tank now. Or oh, he's got his hand up in front of his face. Now he's a strategy. Just subtle stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dave, you are basically a resident DPS player, so you're the one probably going to be killing Deadpool the most. What are your concerns if they were to make him like this triple threat thing?
Probably like his survivability, because like his real powers, he can't fucking die. That would probably be my biggest concern.
Would it be weird if his passive is whenever he goes down to zero, he just like teleports to a teammate, kills them, and steals their health bar?
It would be funny, but it would be annoying.
It would be very Deadpool. It would also just be very busted.
Actually, I'm gonna ask a question that I really didn't want to ask, but now that I'm thinking about it, it's how much faith do we have in the devs to be able to properly balance Deadpool? Like, is he at the level that Brendan was mentioning with the whole cosmic being things, whatever? Or they're so crazy and outlandish that you just can't. I don't want them in the game. Is he gonna break Marvel Rivals?
As much as we were tap dancing around the idea of, oh, game is going to be DPS and nothing else, and then they made him a strategist. Fine. Deadpool, at the absolute bare minimum, we know how far his out of pocket, jokey joke, fourth wall breaking antics go. Most of the general public just knows him as this back talking, fast mouth having guy with swords and guns. And
He's a renegade.
I feel like they're just going to make him this guy with swords and guns. I genuinely think he's just going to be another DPS, and they're just having their fun right now.
Wait, let me throw something crazy out here.
Oh
How
god.
how would you react if you just open the game to Deadpool, right? And the first skin they drop for him is like the quote unquote Deadpool from Wolverine X-Men Origins.
What fucking Ryan Reynolds with no mouth?
His bald head standing there with swords coming out of his hand,
Cyclops
stitched
fucking
up
eyes.
mouth. At least we ain't getting something like that, okay? Be thankful that Rivals isn't coming out in that era because that's probably what we would have gotten.
Regardless, let's go on to the next topic, which is Rogue. So Rogue's been out for about 2 weeks, as well as his new patch and everything like that. Thoughts on Rogue, Brendan?
Love her. She's very, very fun. Um, she's definitely a lot more of a brawler than I thought she was going to be. Like I knew she was going to be a brawler, but the amount of in your face cooldown discipline it takes to play her, it's very fun and it makes it very easy to separate the good rogues from the bad. The number of times I've had fights with rogues where I'll hold out on something, but they've burned through all of their attacks and everything's on cooldown and I just punish them for it is amazing. It's genuinely very fun.
Leading off of what Brendan said, she is really fun to play. You can get a really good combo going with her, and by the time you go back around to the combo, like the cooldowns aren't too bad. I guess it's just a matter of like the cycle thing. Like it's different per character, but I also think she's incredibly hard to kill sometimes. Like I've had some matches where I've had her down to like a millimeter of health, and all of a sudden she has like a third of her health back, and then I get it back down. Like she's kind of almost on the same level of like Daredevil, just in tank mode. Like just hard to kill, but solid tank. Like she turned out to be what I thought Angela was gonna be, I guess, if I can put it like that. Like I said, she's just hard to kill. Like at least the ones I've been against, like people seem to pick her up pretty fast, so she's just hard to go against sometimes.
Speaking from like a strategist, from my side of things, I can tell you straight up that Jeff really should not be 1v1ing her. I can, but I shouldn't be. And most of the other strategists kind of struggle if she gets on you. How's the DPS side of things?
Honestly, it depends on who I play. Like if I'm playing Punisher, I just pretty much kiss myself goodbye at that point. But if I'm playing Blade, it's decent. Like I could kill her most of the time, but her movement is crazy.
For being as big as she is and as slow as she is, my girl can move. Like it's so
Yeah.
weird how she's just like simply bouncing around and kind of going over here and over there, whatever. It's just like once again, as Jeff, whatever, I'm like, all right, cool, I can just spit her out. Nope, she has a double kick dash into a flight mode and then just lands back on top and then punches me off. I'm just like, what just happened? Like, Brennan, I don't know if you've actually played that many fighting games, but does she feel more fighting like? Does she feel like she belongs in a fighting game and not this game, or what?
So the thing is, she has a mentality where you really have to pay attention to what moves you use, and it does all flow together. Obviously, regular fighting games don't have like cooldowns like a game like this does,
Mm.
but if you pay attention to what you're doing as you're fighting, like usually, like regular punches usually are fine. Then you go into the regular punches are fine. Defensive up, shoulder chuck, punch, punch, jump, do the dash, hold the dash to the last minute, then drop this out, flip, kick, hit. You can still hover a bit after the two kicks and then drop down. It's so situational, but it's so fun being able to pull all of it off and just watching it flow together. Depending on who's on your team, Rogue can get crazy damage up. One of my favorite things to do with Rogue when I have a Gambit on my team is wait for the Gambit to drop his ult and then use the team up and then start punching while the team up is still going on with the Gambit ult. They just melt.
So they brought in her ability to actually steal things because Rogue is definitely known as a person who, like, hey, you're what you said in X-Men Evolution, like, your powers are my powers. Um, how do we feel about the steal? Because we've recently found out through some testing of our own that the person that she pins down to steal their abilities, they take no damage from outside sources, but you as a rogue still do. How often do you use a steal?
I use it as often as you possibly can. Even if they don't take any damage while they're on the ground, they're stunned during the animation of the steal, and then there's a few seconds after the steal where they still have to get back up to the starting animation.
Yep.
So
It's not like an
sometimes,
immediate recover.
sometimes I use the steal, even if they don't have a power for me to take. I use the steal just to stop them from moving, and then use it as a follow through to the rest of my combos. And because it's also a form of CC, the number of times where a Scarlet Witch will be getting ready to do her ult, and I just grab her and pin her to the ground, throw her own bubble on her, and then punch her in the face, it's so great.
Let's talk about the ultimate. Although it doesn't really do, it does damage, but it doesn't really do that much damage. Are you using the ult for the damage, or are you using it for the ability to actually steal other people's ults? Are you tracking that, like, or is it's just another button to be pressing?
The ult is the least overwhelming thing about her. Like, as crazy as it sounds on paper to be able to steal ult charge, I kind of use the Rogue ult the same way that I use Emma Frost's ult. Except there's obviously no, like, mind control stop you from walking.
Yeah.
With Rogue, you use the ult in large groups to drain them as it's happening. And once again, it's kind of funny. I use the ult usually in tandem with it's so crazy how well that they built Rogue and Gambit's kits where they actually work off of each other very, very well. Because using the Rogue ult during the Gambit ult just kind of tells the entire enemy team, no, stop now. You're either running or you're dying. There's no in between.
Rogue wasn't the only thing actually that came out with this patch. They also did a bunch of different buffs and nerfs and stuff like that. Let's talk about the impacts. Dave, this is your show. Cause you picked up Blade and you haven't put him down since. uh, I know that you were talking about like lording him beforehand or whatever. But after this patch came out, you really kind of put your foot on the gas. Is it because he got buffed, or was this always just going to be you're just going to do Blade anyway?
I was gonna do Blade anyway, but since he got buffed, I figured now's the best time to do it. It's you have so much more survivability as Blade now because of he actually heals himself a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
Not to mention the damage, it's outstanding. I like I said, I killed Rogue. I can kill most tanks. The only ones that I have problems with are his counters, like Scarlet Witch. Scarlet Witch is crazy against Blade.
Yeah, because you really can't get in close enough. Because then, as soon as you use your dash to get in, she uses her thing to get out. Use your dash to get in, back and forth. And then she has a fucking stun on
Yep.
you.
Yep.
The instant tracking thing, you really can't do anything about it. The Luna Snow change, that now she can actually snowflake herself. Originally, I thought it was going to be way more scary than it actually is. After testing it myself, after versing a couple of Lunas or whatever, which, side note, there's a fuck ton more Lunas now playing.
Oh my gosh, every match.
Every match. I don't know. Like, that one, I don't really feel. Because it's similar to the Invisible Woman's shield.
Right. She can shield herself now, yeah.
Because she can shield herself, that means that a shield is now not out on a teammate. Basically, it gives your opponents a second chance at breaking the shield because now you're on you where you're shooting them anyway. It's the same principle. Now she can snowflake herself. Yes, it gives herself the damage buff. Yes, it gives her more healing and blah, 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 blah. But by putting the snowflake on herself, that means that now an ally doesn't have it, so it makes it easier to kill them. I don't know. I just want to go out on a limb and say I freaked out. I didn't trust the devs. It wasn't as bad. Contrary, Ultron. That man is a menace.
Ultron is a problem. So what's happening is I think people genuinely judge Ultron too quickly. I don't want to say people weren't patient enough. Like he's not easy to grasp, I would say, but when you do, like, he's a solid DPS healer combo. Like,
Yeah.
he can beam people like Iron Man in a sense. Like, he's annoying as hell to try and get out of the sky. Like,
Yeah.
so I think people really underutilize and underestimate Ultron.
Yeah, as well as just giving him, because I was definitely one of those people who were basically like, the guys know. Like, I would rant continuously on Ultron's kind of just trash. He doesn't really heal that much. And they nerfed his healing. I like the change. I will eat my words basically and say, yeah, maybe I did push him a little bit too hard, and I was a little bit too harsh. When his only defense of people saying, oh no, Ultron's good, is he's good in triple strategist, that's not really much of a defense. It's like, oh yeah, no, my boy can fight. He's got hands. When we're jumping people, that's not how that works.
Yeah, it's like no. Like, triple, if you're running triple support, like, it's hard to really tell, like,
what you're doing versus what everyone else is doing.
Yeah, exactly, because you have so much heals. But yeah, I agree.
But now people are actually running him like, I'm personally running him like, double strategist or whatever, and I'm putting up decent numbers. Like, I'm constantly doing like 15k and like 20k and stuff like that. But before, I could barely hit 5. I could barely hit like 6 or whatever. And granted,
Damn.
at some point, yes, skill issue. I get that. I understand that. Like, our buddy Andy could drop like 10k healing games and stuff like that, as well as get a fuck ton of kills, as well as get MVP. Like, he could be that guy. But I like the change because it makes it this way now. I don't have to be that guy. He's just kind of part of the team. Which, I guess let's just quickly go over to another point, which I was gonna say for another video, but I guess we'll talk about it now. Steve, so here's it. We all hate Daredevil. Everyone here generally hates Daredevil. Why do we hate Daredevil? Like, is it something that they can fix a small thing, or do we just want him just to nerf to the ground? He's no longer being played.
I think that he should just be nerfed to where he's playable, but he's not overpowered. Honestly, because right now he walks in and he can kill an entire team.
Coming from someone who's recently picked up Daredevil as the next DPS, I'm probably gonna switch to every now and then. He's definitely kind of like crazy when it comes to being able to just bounce between people because he just moves so fast. He can just bounce, and that grapple as well. That grapple is crazy with the speed. You can take out half a team before they even know what's going on. Like, it is kind of insane. And then the health gain he gets from it, and like the health he gets back, like, he's really hard to kill sometimes.
My only real issue with Daredevil, like his kit as far as his movement, like his deflect thing is unique, his wall run, the grapple, the way he moves is fine. I think Daredevil's only problem is that he gets like bonus health, or
Yep.
is it overshield or bonus health? He gets
Bonus
overshield.
health.
He gets
I
bonus
think.
health just from breathing. Like he
Yep.
gets bonus health on almost every one of his moves, and it's insane. And that's what makes him so hard to kill. Bro is not trying and he gets health back. Bro is a
Yep.
living, breathing participation award who gets health back just for hitting somebody. Like, you know how many
Not a participation
other
award.
characters have to try harder to get bonus health when they land stuff? And my dude just grapples towards you. He hits you twice with his tonfas and he gets more bonus health. If he
Yep.
got less bonus health on his skills, or even just make it so that only one particular skill gives him the bonus health, then yeah, he'll be less playable, but then it becomes more skill expression.
Back to the patch notes, real quick. Do we think, and this is kind of a random question, but it's something I bring up basically every game that I play. Do we think that they're giving out the patch notes to the casual community correctly? Like, because right now they do like the whole like the dev vision or whatever, and then they post the patch notes on their website. But like someone like Dave, not gonna call you out, but here we are. He doesn't look at that. Like he doesn't watch the dev thing. He doesn't really read the the website or anything. He just kind of like, hey, like he'll wait basically until we tell him, hey, this thing got buffed, that thing. Like I'll specifically go through the patch notes and be like, hey, Dave, you're gonna care about these characters, so talk about just these guys and not mention anything else. Do we
Yep.
think that the well? Actually, it's good. Let me start there then. Do you care, Dave, or is it just if I find out, I find out? I'm more curious
If I
for
find
me,
out, I find
honestly.
out.
Okay,
Hell yeah,
I appreciate
Dave.
you telling me, but
why? Like, is it just because it's too much information? Because it doesn't really matter at the end of the day? Do you just not want to
I just
know?
don't care.
Fair. That's fair. Yeah, I mean, at least he's being honest, right?
No, that's good. But like, I don't know. It's just for me personally, I'm a huge factor in the more information someone has, the better decisions they can make. So I want to learn as much
No,
information
yeah,
as
yeah.
possible. So like, and I also just like seeing dev vlogs and updates and oh, they changed this, oh, they buffed that, oh, they nerfed that, whatever. To kind of justify
Mm.
my arguments more than anything else.
I guess maybe think of it this way more so. Honestly, I'm I usually collect my information from my brother because he watches and reads all the patch notes and stuff, and then will tell me everything that's going on, so I get it from him. But I think something they could do to make it not even more accessible, but more enticing for people to read it, attach the newest patch notes to the characters in game, you know? Like that'd be something cool. Like if there's any recent patch notes, you can go to the end like where they have the cosmetics like on the bar up top and stuff, and you can go all the way into patch notes, and if there's someone who got new patch notes, then there's gonna be like that red exclamation point on their name, right? So you know that there's something you can go read, and then they're there for people to read. I think when it's like either in a forum or on the Steam page, people are less likely to read it. I could be wrong, but
Well, no, it does.
I
It does
feel
make
like
sense, yeah. Because they have to go
yeah,
through a secondary thing in order to actually find out the information they didn't really care about.
exactly. I would actually probably read them more if they were set up like that in game. Like I actually wouldn't mind that.
Okay, or even just like having two things. One, the red exclamation point that actually does irk some people, most notably Danny, and also me to some extent because I don't like seeing that
Me
flickering thing on my
either.
screen. So
Yep.
I'll just kind of go in, see what it is, then pop out of it. But I do agree that if they were to add like on the top bar or whatever, hey, patch notes, there's a patch notes bar. And then at that
Yep.
point, it'll then just drop down to the cute because they even like make on their Discord
Hmm.
like little like a person's picture or whatever, then just like a small little blurb about what happened. Even if they give us that in game, it still gives people, hey, you're already in this game. You don't have to go anywhere else. Here's what
Yep.
changed. If you care, push this button. If not, you're good. Like, okay. Just because I don't know, I feel like once again there are people who don't know with Scarlet Witch, if you when you use your right click or alternate fire or whatever to hurt somebody, it'll actually or
Hmm.
use your main fire to hurt somebody, it'll actually bring back your ultimate fire faster. There's some people who've been playing this game for,
Really?
yeah. Case in point. There are
Yeah,
people,
I don't play her. Like I haven't. So that's interesting. I didn't know that.
and they also recently just buffed that. So that's my point of like it's little stuff like that. Like when Jeff got changed or whatever, people logged in one day. Jeff was playing like normal. They logged in the next day. Wait, why can I hurt people? Wait, why can I do this? What's going on? And I just think that I don't know. That could definitely. I don't want to say it could anger people if they don't. If something gets changed, they don't
It could
care about
irritate
it.
people.
Yeah, you know.
I guess I can see that, but honestly, you could also say that about a lot of things, right? Like the rivals community is loving, but also frustrating. So
That's a
I feel like no
fallacy in
matter
this game.
what the devs do, someone's gonna be frustrated, right?
Which begs the question: who do you believe they should listen to? The
Hmm.
pros or us casuals? Because although they have mentioned
Hmm.
beforehand this game is designed to be a casual-based game, like they're not really optimized or they're not really patch notes balancing for the pro scene. Because if they were, half the characters that we play wouldn't get buffed at all. Because like the pros don't play Swirgle, they don't give a shit. Like
That's
they
fair.
think that she's like D tier type shit. Like the pros don't play Spider-Man anymore. They think that he's fucking F tier. The pros still think Mr. Fantastic is garbage. um, like
That's crazy, by the way.
yeah, I know. Hey, I'm just the information guy.
Yeah, no. I believe it. Just crazy. But yeah,
Because
people get stuck. People are habitually stuck on picking certain characters because they have learned that they win when they play a certain way with certain characters. So when things are going that way, it turns to, well, if I'm playing comp, I'm gonna play this character. But neither here nor there. I think the strongest base is casual. I think both sides deserve
fair compensation.
exactly. But on the other hand, I do think casual should be tiered a little higher just because that's where a lot of your base is coming from anyway,
It's like a
right? So
60-40
people
split,
come into this
70-30.
game casual and can turn into comp, right? So it's and I mean, prime example, look at Times Square. Like
Yeah, this is 100% for the casuals. This is 100%
literally,
for the
literally.
casuals.
Like, look at Times Square. Like, people thoroughly love and enjoy coming here just to screw around. If they didn't feed into, like, well, not feed into, but if they didn't give for the casuals, this game would die pretty quickly, in my opinion, just because no one wants to come on a game and just, like, feel like all
Casual.
they can do is go comp.
Yeah. And I feel like I'm definitely in agreement with you because, like, in my personal opinion, a game lives or dies off of its casual audience. Like even
Hmm.
Overwatch, the reason why Overwatch kind of like stagnated and then like slowly declined was because all the
Hmm.
casuals just kind of got bored. They don't want to be sweating forever. Like
Right.
I got off of my 9 to 5 job or whatever. I'm coming home. I'm tired. I just want to chill. Like
Yep.
hey, let me jump on like Call of Duty or whatever. Let me jump on this. Like hell, even Call of Duty or whatever. It's for the most part casual. Like you'll drop like like a 20 bomb game, whatever. You'll go and just get farmed. Like okay, cool, whatever.
Yep.
Next game. But yeah, I don't know. Brendan, give me a percentage of like casual to pro who they might or should listen to if they're going to be doing like percentage wise.
70-30 casual always.
I agree with
Because
that.
basically any game like this where you have an ensemble cast,
Mhm.
Marvel, Overwatch, anything like that, you basically got to look at it like it's Pokemon. The more you make and the more you create, the more surface area you cover, where
Yep.
somebody is bound to see this one character, this one Pokemon, and be like, "That's my new favorite," and that's automatic money in your pocket. It doesn't matter if this Pokemon stats are garbage and doesn't work in the competitive scene.
Yeah.
Why? Because his design looks cute. The design looked Charizard is one of, if not the most popular Pokemon on the planet.
Crazy, by the
That
way.
thing has not been truly viable in upper echelons in competitive Pokemon literally ever. And the only time it was when it got 2 megas. And even after that, it didn't matter anymore because Dynamax was banned and no one used it. But people still love the fuck out of Charizard regardless of that fact. You think Pikachu's going competitive anytime soon? Absolutely not.
Pikachu. Ugh.
Jigglypuff? Nah. But people love them Pokemon.
And also, too, it kind of speaks to the pro scene as well, where and this A is kind of an American thing, but more than anything else. Um, when there was the Ignite tournament, which for those of you who don't know, whatever, which I may just talk to Dave because he definitely didn't watch it. Basically, what happened was there was a small in-house tournament in Americas or whatever with their teams, and they then went to Japan and played live. On their actual tournament, but they were also against like the Japanese teams, the South Asian teams, the South America teams, British team, and like there are a few other people, or whatever. Our pro players at the time all put Jeff at D rank and E rank. He was basically a throw pick. If you pick him in comp, you're throwing. Jeff the Land Shark won the Ignite tournament, and every single American team that went up against Jeff knew nothing to deal with him, and they just got stomped. Like, uncontrollably stomped. It was not even close. Now, our pros are putting Jeff in fucking S rank and A rank and stuff like that sense or whatever. So, I do agree with Brendan's 70-30, because, like, you know, yes, down here in the lower ranks in the casual circuit, we can't aim. We don't have good positioning. We don't know what standing behind cover means.
What's cover?
Believe you me, Dave, as your healer, but you don't know cover. You definitely don't. I love Dave's playstyle. It's very much just like I'm going down mid, but mid's taken. I'm going. What did I say? I'm going down
mid.
Hey, it works, okay?
I'm the tank. I'm supposed to get hit in the face.
And then when they hit you, I hit them back for you.
Hell
That's
yeah.
why I gotta be there.
Anyway, my point is, down here at the lower ranks, we will just kind of fall in love with the character and say, this is my life now, and this is who I'm playing. Fuck everything else. Like, you know,
Yeah.
I'll learn how to play again. There are people who will just one-trick Spider-Man, and just because Spider-Man is just their favorite character. Like, you know, Randy's a prime example. Man got Lord Wolverine, and we're all proud of him. At the same time, as his friends who were in those games,
Yikes.
we wanted to report him so bad.
Not report him.
It was like 2 genuinely solid Wolverine games for every like 6 games we had to play.
Yeah.
Damn.
It was bad, but we as his friends understood the assignment that this is happening, so
Right.
we're just gonna be here. Like we're just gonna be here as moral support, and we're gonna try to work around it. But yeah, I don't know. It's I definitely like the 70-30 split because I do agree with Corey in the sense of like, you know, the pros should get a voice as well. Like it shouldn't just be shut out.
Think about it. Like, your pros come from your casuals. Like, I feel like at one point most pros were also casual, you know, and pro people even go back to casual play. You know, they don't always play comp, right?
Pros will like warm up in like, you know, quick play and stuff, and the 18 versus 8 they will like dabble in our little modes. Hell, 18 versus 18 is a prime example. That is not a pro scene at all. That is 100% for the casuals because there is no organization, there's no strategy, there's
Right. No, it's just kind of honestly, I've with the A2V18, it's more so I hope that my team picks up that we should all stick together in a big group and just like run around. If not, you just get slaughtered.
yeah. I'm gonna call it for this particular episode. Hopefully nothing exploded or went off or messes up in the edit. It should be fine in theory. Thank you, 3, for actually jumping in and helping me out, especially Corey, because Randy could not be here.
Absolutely.
Thank you for helping out with this very, very, very short notice. Thank you all so much for actually watching. Make sure to subscribe because we're here to stay, apparently. Like, comment, all that fun stuff on anything we talked about or anything we should talk about. But yeah, aside from that, I'll talk to you guys later. Yeah,
Absolutely.
I was just telling the guys, I was like, yeah, so like, Randy was just like, oh, hey, I can't make it. It's like,